Welcome to PNW Prop Stars, the only Seahawks-only gambling show in the multiverse. I'm your host, Clinton Bonner, and this is, of course, part of the Seahawkers podcast network of amazing 5 shows a week, and we are fired up Seahawks fans. I got Adam Emmert, I got Wilson Kahn. We are here to talk to you about the best plays, the best props, the best parlays as we head into week 2, Seahawks at Pats. I usually go with the youth first. However, Adam, you're hopping on a plane in just a little bit. What are you up to, buddy?
Yeah, hopping on a plane, coming to see you two clowns. So it's gonna be a great time. Really looking forward to getting out to Boston. First time for me, and getting to Foxborough and all that. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to watch a dub and to pitch a dub today with my picks. Like, these are money, man. I can't even put into words how perfect these picks are.
All right. So he mentioned no talent, ass clown. So Wilson, how are you doing?
Hey, all right.
Just got further than I went. Easy now.
I get the jealousy with my big win last week, fellas.
True.
So no worries. I'll make sure to keep it going this time around, so you guys have someone to hate.
All right, love it. All right, let's get it on screen. Let me get rid of the bottom thingy as we do this. Yeah, I'm in the brand section. There it is. Boom. Okay, perfect. So we are going to be heading into week 2, Seahawks at Pats. We want to lock these up. We are storming to 4,500 subscribers out on YouTube. And listen, we got all the downloads going over on the Believe Network for Far the Hawkra. Of course, the Seahawkers podcast audio still killing it as well. Adam, what should folks do? What do we need them to do to keep raising the Hawkra, bud?
Well, we need, like, on the inside of my soul, a little subscribe, a little like, those sort of things. Or if you're not into that, like, just share it with friends. Like, sharing's caring, folks.
Sharing is caring. 12s, share it with 12s and make it 12 people. And it kind of gets exponential from there. It's 144. And I don't know what the next one is because I don't have a wax pencil. What I do have on screen is, of course, this gorgeous imagery. So hopefully you're watching it. YouTube.com/Seahawkers podcast. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and we've got Hansel down there. And the reason we got Hansel down there is because this guy's so hot right now. This guy's so hot. He's just so hot right now. We got the week 1 PNW Prop Star champion, Wilson Kahn. I was able to find that image. I think it's newer. And I was like, this is perfect and new for the year. This is now your celebration slide. Wilson, how does it make you feel?
I think I won, ending up still losing money, so it's not the sweetest victory. But hey, win's a win. So good to start out that way.
I'm very concerned that Wilson's getting more shine here for a week 1 victory than I did for my entire year last year, which was never discussed. Yeah.
Well, next time you win one, show up for week 1 so we can crown you the
I legitimately tried, for the record. So, yeah.
Hey, no problem. There's trying and there's doing, right? So you made it work. All right. So look, we are on to week 2. Wilson did win last week, lost a little bit of money. Adam, you hit the bet. You had, Denver punted more than Seattle. So congrats on that. You hit the bet. The only plus bet was plus 170 for Kenneth Walker over 80 yards. And Wilson hit that and was able to take it home. I was a coward. I had a Dotson bet scribbled in, which I talked about with Brandon and Mr. Phil on What If for tackles. And I took it off the board. I was like, I think I could find some more value. That was a mistake, man. I would have at least had one on the board. I took the golden sombrero. Nobody hit the Fail Mary. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And to remind the audience, we go through 3 quote unquote regular bets: bet 1, bet 2, bet 3, $10 a pop. You can bet anything you want on the board. Then we have our $1 Fail Mary. It has to be plus 1,200 or longer odds, and we'll get through all those. And the way we work it is whoever has honors has the tee box. That is Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson, where are you going? Pick one. Week 2. Where are you going? Why are you going there?
Well, last week I bet the under 41.5 total points, and it didn't hit. And you know what I realized? Betting the under is no fun. You have to root against your team scoring one way or another.
Yeah.
So this week I'm actually flipping that and taking the over 38.5 at minus 110. If you watched the Patriots game last week, I'm sorry, because it looked like an Army-Navy game from 1933. It was an absolute pillow fight. So for them, this number could seem high. Last week, obviously against the Bengals, the total was 26. But I'm not going to root against the Seahawks scoring. So I'm going to take 38.5, and the Seahawks will win 39-0, I think.
Nice. All right. So learning from last week that we don't go to negative town. We just spin it to the positive here. Adam, look, these Pats didn't score a lot. We had some struggles. K9's got an oblique issue. He might not be on the field. How do you feel about this over?
Look, I've got some bets coming up here that are going to run a little counterintuitive to this. It was the Pats' best week of probably the year last week, and they scored 16. I just don't see them scoring many points. You don't even have to root against the Seahawks to bet the under on this. It can be 30-3 and you still hit the under. So yeah. I don't know, man, for only minus 110 odds, like I just don't have a lot of faith in the Pats putting up that many points. I think they're a worse offense than the Broncos. And with that said, Mike Macdonald, I think, will be able to shut them down.
So we got some early positions being formed here. Adam, you are up second because you actually hit a bet, unlike me. So you go second. What do you got, dude?
All right. My first down bet is Seahawks minus 5.5 with the alternate spread. That gives you a plus 121 on the odds there. I think the Hawks win by a touchdown in this game. I just don't see the Pats being able to put up too many points at all. And we saw, even if the offense does struggle for a half, they have the opportunity to still put up 20 plus points. So I like the Seahawks by a heck of a lot more than 6.
All right. So we win by a touchdown. We somehow don't kick an extra point. We go for a 2-point conversion for the sake of it. It seems like in the first quarter again, but we win by 6 and we're all happy in Foxborough and maybe sipping on a beer.
Wilson, 2 field goals. 2 field goals.
Or 2 or 3 safeties, which we almost gave up last week. So that's very, very possible in 2024. Wilson plus 121, a little bit of a squeeze, had to move the line from 3.5 to 5.5. What do you think? Are Seahawks coming away with that kind of dub? Sounds like earlier you think this is pretty possible.
Yeah. I think the Seahawks will win fairly comfortably in this game. And Clinton, the last time you and I were both at a Seahawks game, it was a total wipeout, a 21-point win. So I think the thinking is right on here.
Yeah, to remind the listeners and the viewers out there, and those that don't even know us yet, maybe hearing our voices for the first time, we were at the Giants game last year. So the Monday Night Football game in the Meadowlands, and that was wonderful. And Tariq had was it Tariq who had the pick six?
I think it was Spoon.
No, Spoon had the pick six that started at like the 2-yard line. Noah Fant had like a 99.5-yard scramble and got caught at the half-yard line, which cost me a bet. We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
It was a great, and the Seahawks had about 13 and a half sacks. So it was a fun day. The only crap part about that day was a nasty horse collar for a jump on the back of his legs to Geno, which kind of derailed him the rest of the year. But we won't get that this year. All right. That brings me to me. I'm up on my first down bet, and here's where I'm going. I'm going Geno Smith over 20.5 completions on the day. Now it's a minus number at minus 135. Vegas thinks it hits, right? So if you're not used to the gambling world, a minus number is like, you bet $10 and maybe I'd win back like 17 or 16 and 80, something like that, right? So Vegas thinks this hits. Last week, just to give a small sample size, he was 18 of 25 last week. So right on the porch step, or at least on the first step of the porch, has to complete a few more. The reasons I like it this week are twofold. Number one, I don't know. I don't think, unfortunately, that we're going to get to see Kenneth Walker live. He didn't practice last 2 days. It's an oblique, probably a game they feel that they could rest him and still just get a win and get out of Foxborough and get him healthy for some better teams. That's number one. So I think it means we'll have to throw the ball a bit more. And we also squandered a half. An entire half was basically not good Seahawks football. Hopefully that's out of the system, and we end up in a situation where Geno's completing 22, 23, and I'm ringing my first one. Adam, is the logic hitting you? The facts, the reason? What do you think?
Look, I don't think the passing game is going to look as bad as it did in the first half. Like,
correct.
I don't think it's going to get worse. That's for sure. I don't think it could look that bad again. I think this is going to even out a little bit. And if that's the case and they can play a little bit more solidly throughout the game, I think this is totally in range. I don't love the odds, but I mean, I can understand why it's your first down bet and get it on the board. You bet.
Trying your tactic, right? Get something on the board, and I had to put my love into Geno, which is a little bit weirder now that I said it. Wilson, what do you think of this before we pass it back to Adam?
Well, I don't know what you meant by that, but for me, I think for a number that he didn't hit last week, the value is not quite where I'd want it to be. Also, keeping in mind that the Patriots are an offense that is going to put the ball on the ground a lot and thus run the clock. I just think there are going to be fewer drives in this game to hit that number. So with the odds, I am a little skeptical.
Understood. And I thought about that as well with if Stevenson is successful and they're bleeding clock, this number could be in danger for sure. All right, let's go to bet number 2. That means we cycle around and go to Adam. You are on the tee box, man. What do you got?
All right. I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do with individual player props. So most of mine are team centric here. And this is pretty simple. I think the Seahawks are by far the superior team to the Patriots. I think that was going to be one of their best outings of the year. I don't see him doubling it up. So I've got the Seahawks to win both halves, and that's plus 245.
I love the 245, Wilson. I don't love the way we started the first half last week, and it gave me some of the Pete Carroll blues of like, why are we starting so slow? Do we get out of that this week and get off to a better start in New England? What do you think, Wilson?
I think so. I really like this with the value as well at 245. I so much had to go wrong in that first half last week. And what was the score at halftime? 10-9 still?
13-9. They kicked a late field goal. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to give up 2 safeties. We were the first team to do that in 7 years. I don't think that's going to happen again. And the only way I see really this getting burned is if it's like a tie at halftime. That just screws with you. But other than that, I think it's pretty sound.
Yeah, I love the value, Adam. When I saw this, not the sheet, but you texted it, I was like, oh, that's one I would have loved to have found. It's one of those feelings, right? So yeah. I think we all like it. So nice job digging it out. Okay, that means I'm up on bet 2, and I am going, guys, Mafe had a sack last week. Mafe had 9 pressures last week. The left side of the Patriots line was not their best side in protection. I know Jacoby's going to get the ball out fast and do a Bo Nix 2.0 and really just keep it short. Outs, little in breakers, et cetera, just things that are 5 yards downfield, less than 10 yards downfield. I get all that. Listen, I'm liking a quarter sack. So just a half sack, just got to team up with somebody. A little teamwork makes the dream work. I like it, guys. Minus 115. I don't mind getting a little bit ding there. Mafe to keep on keeping on. Wilson, what do you think? Is Mafe going to be a monster again, or will the ball be out just too darn soon?
I think he was really solid last week, and like you were mentioning, it just depends on the number of dropbacks Brissett has, which I assume will not be more than 10 over the course of the game. So 10. I 10 or 15 maybe. I mean, last week he had 24 attempts for 120 yards. Like he's not. I mean, that's not quite Bo Nix level, but it's not too far off. But I do like this bet because Mafe looked really good last week, and again, all you need is a half sack. So,
just Adam, can I get a half sack? What do you think?
That's the one thing I like about this. If you're betting on a full sack, yeah, it gets a little dicey, but because oftentimes they do meet at the passer simultaneously, whether that's like Murphy and Mafe at the same time, or whoever, or Leo and Mafe. So only having to get the half sack, I like that. I could see, playing it a little safer this week, Clinton, want to get on the board. I understand where your head's at. Get the season rolling for you. So I think this could be the one for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just don't want to lose $31 again because that just feels stupid and rotten. And I don't think I'm stupid, but my bets say differently. So, all right. Speaking of what are probably not stupid bets, this is bet 2 for Mr. Wilson, our PNW Prop Star Champ of the week. Wilson, where are you going bet 2?
Well, this bet is not so much faith in the Patriots offense as it is faith in my understanding of their approach, which is Brissett's going to throw 3-yarders, or we're just going to give the ball to Rhamondre Stevenson and see what he does. He had a great week last week against the Bengals, 25 for $120. Yeah. And if the Patriots score, it's not going to be through the air. Let's put it that way. So they score 1 touchdown. It's going to Rhamondre. I would have liked the number to be a little bit higher here, maybe 140. But he was the most favored touchdown scorer, not named Kenneth Walker, who I did not want to bet on given his injury issues. So I'm sticking with Stevenson here at 110.
Okay, pretty easy, Adam. He is the bell cow. We need more cowbell. He's the bell cow. He's gonna get his touches. Does he end up plunging into the end zone, but not really affecting the game? Hopefully, what do you think?
The only thing shadier than betting on the other team to have any sort of success is Wilson's lighting. But at the end of the day, I looked at a couple Rhamondre bets. I really did. I wanted to go with, I think it was like 25 plus carries. We had pretty nice odds on it too. So if you're going to bet on a Patriot, I think Rhamondre is the right choice here. And plus 110, you're getting the plus odds. I know that's pretty close to even, but yeah, I don't hate it. If the Patriots are going to score, I would imagine that it's that man right there.
Yep, similar vibes. He's the dude, and it all makes all the sense. So hey, I hope it. You know what? I hope you fail on that one, Wilson. All right, I am up now. That takes us to third down. We're still in the $10 bet. So third down, guys. I talked about. I'll preface this with, I really don't think we're going to see K9. It pains me to say that, but the trends are the trends, and they are what they are. And I have been like, hey, I don't see the specialty in Charbonnet. I see a good run blocker. I see an okay downfield runner. Can't really create in space. And, yes, he's strong as heck. And 3rd and 2, give him the ball all day long. Let's go. But that leads me to believe that finally we get the wrapping off of a different guy named Kenny McIntosh. I'm going to throttle my third down. I'm going to go careful. It's a little spicy, guys. And McIntosh, anytime touchdown at plus 420. There's no K9. And then Sharps is the one, but McIntosh is getting touches. Well, then, guys, at that kind of juice, I like to see him break out a 32-yard scamper on some sort of outlet pass where he makes a dude miss and is dancing in the end zone for his first ever career touchdown. Wilson, how you feeling about the Mac attack?
I like that you made sure to write plus 420 in a nice green font there. But yeah, I love this. Very spicy. I'm a fan of the over 300 third down bet. So this is right up my alley. I think it's a great choice.
Thank you, Adam. Besides the greenery, any other commentary, my man?
Plus 420, you must have been high when you made this bet. Like, I can't bet on a dude who's probably going to get 5 touches in the game, tops. Like I don't know. Maybe I don't know, man. I haven't seen much of McIntosh in the regular season, which means none. And so to see him in this game and then to have a touchdown on top of that, boy, I don't know, man. It's a long shot. I'd have liked to better at plus 1,200, I think.
Gotcha. The best part of this is when, not the best part that when K9 is not playing, but what's going to happen, because I put money on this, somehow, some way, Halani will play and he'll get the touchdown. And there's no doubt in my mind that was actually how it's going to play out, which will still be cool to celebrate live. Okay. That brings us, I think, then to third down. Is that correct? Or am I on third down? I think so.
We're on third down. Yeah.
We're on third down, which I think is me again. So I think I go again.
Are you Tom Brady? Are you confused about the downs?
Yeah, he didn't have a great debut, but no, this is not me. I don't know whose bet this is. Who had the JSN 50 plus? There you go. Wilson, okay. You got the JSN 50 plus. Go ahead.
Well, we threw a lot of money at JSN last week and it didn't land. I think this is, obviously still a point of emphasis for the new Seahawks offense with Grubb. We didn't really get it working perfectly last week. So this is basically a more hopeful bet than anything, that the gears are going to start to turn a little bit better this week, and JSN is going to get involved. And hey, maybe with Malcolm Butler in attendance, maybe we got JSN going over the middle a little bit, some slants, and running away from everyone. So
hate that last part, but it's factual. So, and Adam, Christian Gonzalez probably going to be on DK quite a bit. There was some cool smack talking that DK was doing at the podium the other day about that. And they've got a capable corner on the other side. The slot might be a little bit vulnerable. Do you think we're getting JSN heated up, or is this a bridge too far?
I'm kind of the same mind here, and you'll see that with my third down bet. I think that each and every week you can bet on one of the three amigos, and you're just kind of like, one of them's going to go over 50. Like one of them is every single game. Last week it was Tyler. I went with JSN. I think it's very smart to go with JSN this week. And like you said, Christian Gonzalez is going to be on DK, and I think he's a darn good corner. The rest of their secondary is pretty darn suspect. And I know the defensive line looked good last week for the Patriots, but I don't expect them to run roughshod over the Hawks offensive line like the Broncos did last week. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that'll happen. But if Geno gets a little bit of time, I think he gets guys like JSN involved. I like it.
Nice. And yeah, I saw that clean pocket Geno. I think it was like 12 of 14 or something like that. It was something like 14 of 16. It was like insane. He's like 90% when he's kept clean. And then he's still good when he gets moved too. He's just a good quarterback. All right. So that is that. But cool. I would love to see JSN have the day, especially since we'll be in the stadium live. That will be dope. Okay. So this, I believe, is Adam's. Adam, take it away.
Yeah, like I said, I'm of the same mind. I'm in on the JSN part of this, but I wanted to make it just a little spicier. And I think with the Pats scoring 16 last week, and again, I'll just say it, that's as good as it's ever going to be for the Pats offensively, I think, this year. And so for them to be less than whatever their best is, I think that's a pretty safe part of it. That I just need JSN to do his part here, and I get the huge plus 395 betting on a dude who actually plays a lot of snaps.
All right, so less McIntosh, more JSN. Adam, nope. Wilson, what do you think, dude? Obviously you have the over, but could this still hit for you in your brain?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is great odds to ratchet up to that and still have them at, again, what I think is in many ways the high water mark for the Patriots offense, as you're mentioning, Adam. So I think it's great.
Yeah, my big fear about some of the individual overs, besides McIntosh scoring a touchdown, that is that without K9, it's just going to be a different ball game, like literally a different ball game. And it's going to be more difficult to do everything, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope we figure it out and just everything is a bit crisper and it's just a little bit of week one, half one blues. And we don't make those same mistakes and we adjust really quickly and kind of have more of a second half, in which case we could see JSN. I don't know about smash this, but who cares? Don't got to smash. Get to 50. And this is a good likelihood of hitting. All right, that wraps up bet one, bet two, bet three, our regular bets. And that means we're out of the $10 and into the $1, the Sunday scratcher, the Sunday rubber, if you will, must be plus 1,200 or longer odds. Back on the tee box is Mr. Wilson for his Fail Mary attempt. Wilson, what do you got?
Well, I hate to take another Rhamondre bet, but again, I think he's the focal point of the Patriots offense, and I could not believe my eyes when I saw that these odds hit perfectly at the Fail Mary, plus 1,200, just poking around on the DraftKings app. He had 25 attempts last week, so that was enough for me to take this at plus 1,200. There's obviously a very good chance he doesn't hit that number this week. That number required a lot of success out of the Patriots offense that, again, is going to be hard to replicate. But he did it last week, and you can take it at plus 1,200. I'll take that any day of the week. Really nice odds on this one, I think.
Adam, there's a big reason I hate this bet. Can you guess why I hate this bet?
Just because you don't want to see the Seahawks get jellied?
If this happens, I think the three of us plus Brandon, when you pizza, when you should French fry, we're going to have a bad time at Foxborough, man. I think if this hits 25, 26, 27, boy, did they have success. And maybe we win a nail biter, or maybe they control the ball for 40 minutes and we're walking out of there with an L. I hate it, but I don't hate the reasoning. What about you?
Well, I stared at this one long and hard for all of the reasons that Wilson mentioned there. It's a damn good bet for a Fail Mary. Look, Rhamondre rushed 25 times last week and they scored a whopping 16 points. So even if they do, Clinton, run Rhamondre 25, 26, 27 times, I don't think that necessarily spells doom for the Seahawks. And yeah, I think whether they're succeeding or failing on the ground, Rhamondre is going to get the ball. It's a pretty decent bet for a Fail Mary. I was into it. The only thing is I couldn't root for, some sort of success for a Patriot this week. And that's the only reason I stayed away, but it may hurt me in the end because I like this better than my Fail Mary. I'm not going to lie.
I'm with you on all of that. Like every bit of that's the same thing. I like it better. I think it's a smarter bet, and we're here to try and win this each and every week. But woof, man, I think the barometer is going to be between, let's say, up to 21 attempts. Would feel like, okay, keep them under that. And that's like one less drive, two less drives, which can be all the difference. They hit this number, I think it's going to be very difficult for our Seahawks, which I'm not in for, but I understand it. I understand it. I will say, I understand why you went there. Okay, Adam, your Fail Mary says
interception on the first drive for the Patriots because I didn't want to bet on Rhamondre.
I love this. We covered that. Look, you're going to see in a second some mirroring, maybe some psychological mirroring that I also did, where I'm like, well, it kind of sucked on the second play last week after we lost a bajillion yards that Geno threw up a murder ball over the middle and was intercepted on the very first drive, which also put two of our bets up in flames for I think it was me and Adam.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we turn the tables this week and we get that INT. Now, Wilson, if we're getting that INT, let's just say it happens. Who's coming down with the pick?
Well, Love got the fumble recovery last week. Wait, I made that up.
He had the interception. He had the interception, the half-yard line. Yeah.
I was thinking about how in my dazed state that we talked about him potentially getting a fumble recovery on the podcast, but he got an interception. I want to see Spoon get one. I really want to see Spoon get one. So I think it'll be him
Nice.
trying to force something to the outside. And probably taking it back for 6, just like as I was saying last time, Clinton. 100% of the games that Clinton and I have been at, Spoon has gotten a pick 6. So it's probably going to happen again.
Yeah, math don't lie, right? The ball don't lie, the math don't lie, and this bet don't lie. This will be really, really cool because the Patriots fans are going to be obnoxious. It's a day drinking all day outside Boston, and it's going to be gorgeous out there. And they are bringing in Malcolm Butler to ring the bell, to light the tower, whatever the thing that they do. And
it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Great. I totally respect it. Yeah.
No. It is exactly what you should do, right? That is the exact motion you should do. I applaud it, but it's still going to be obnoxious to us.
That's crazy.
And first drive when Spoon's dancing in the end zone and they have to all shut the F up. That's going to be a good day, a good start to our day. All right. And then for me, I talked about the psychological mirroring. It's like, hey, what did Russ used to say? Why not us? Why not us? So why not them? Why not them? Just give us a safety. Let's back it up. And I don't know, let's get my Mafe half sack wrapping up Jacoby in the end zone. Doesn't know what to do with it. It's plus 1,400. I also saw the Rhamondre bet. I was like, I just can't. So this is a place where I could put my Hawker and maybe help it soar. Wilson, if we get the safety, who's the cause?
I gotta say, probably snap over Jacoby's head and rolling out the back of the end zone. That's always my first thought when it comes to the Seahawks recording a safety. So
I wonder why. Adam, why is that?
Oh, I don't know, little 48-3 kind of thing. But look, I wonder how many times in the history of the NFL teams have played in back-to-back games where safeties have been scored. I can't imagine it's been that often. It's a tough one. I don't know that it's any worse than mine, narrowing it down to just one drive and having to have an interception. So can't hate on it too much. But I think on the Fail Mary end of things, I think Wilson has us both beat on that one. That was a hell of a bet.
I mean, look, for you and him to get plus 1,200, and his thing is like, well, the dude did it last week is something, right? So it's just like, well, this guy could do that. I do think it's Vegas really saying we just don't expect the Patriots to have that kind of success. Otherwise, they wouldn't put that at 1,200, or it's just a mistake. It's just out there as a bit of a teaser. Sometimes they do that as well. They actually called it something in the FanDuel app. It was like Rhamondre the Giant. And it was like a little thing they queued up. So, for fanatics like us who are digging deep into it, that's maybe who it's there for as an extra little side bet that's still at plus 1,200, because they all know that's not the only bet you're laying, right? So there might be that as well, a little bit of goading to get a little more money out of your pocket, which is what the apps do. So we are fired up though. That was tons of fun. Wilson is our week 1 champion. However, I'm not sure that that crown is glued. Adam, I gotta say, I do like where your head was at this week. That plus 241 was really, to me, maybe my favorite bet that we showed so far. And I did go more conservative, 2 out of 3, where I'm like the minus bets. And then I'm laying that whopper with Kenny McIntosh, which I'll be excited when that hits. Wilson, what time are you getting to the parking lot on Sunday, dude?
I'll be there at 6 a.m. Just start pounding some beers with Pats, Seahawks fans. Don't care. Seahawks preferred, but as long as the Pats fans aren't too aggressive, it'll be a good time.
Nah, they're gentle giants. They like to drink beer and talk sports and talk about Dunkin' Donuts. That's what they do, which is fine. All those things are fine. Adam, you will be on the coach bus with me and Brandon. We're going down from leaving the Boston area. We'll be there around 11 o'clock. So anybody who's hearing this that will be there, we'll be in like lot 52A/52B. Heck, just come say hi. We'll have a beer. We'll have coolers. Come up and we're going to enjoy this together. So I'm so excited to get everybody together and just watch our Seahawks play. Hopefully a crisp game. It's going to be like 78 degrees at game time, bright sun. Dudes, I'm fired up. Adam, anything else before we head out, bud?
I kind of feel like with all three of us there at the same time, there's going to be, let's see, what would it be? 12 bets total that hit this week. I think I think we're all hitting on all of them. I think that's what's going down with all of the good hawker we're going to bring to Foxborough.
Nice. Going to run the gauntlet there and go 12 for 12. And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Yeah.